Hello everyone, it's Tuesday. Welcome to Tuesday on Your View. I am Mariah Afolabi, as always. I have the ladies. YK in the building.
Yo.
Hi, Dean. Australian chick.
I'm back.
How was your trip? 24 hours in the plane. It was 22 hours or something?
Yeah,
about that.
It's 6 hours to London, then 12 hours to Hong Kong,
Jeez.
and then 8.5 hours to
Oh my
Melbourne.
Lord, I'm sure you were
But I had
like...
a 5-hour layover in Hong Kong.
Okay, so at least you were able to rest a bit.
Which rest?
You're in the
I
airport.
even almost missed the flight. Because that Hong Kong airport, hey, it's so big, they have like 250 gates.
What?
And I was in 65, my gate was now number 4.
What?
You
had to start walking.
Then I now saw, you know those ones with the, I said, please, put me, only $10. So I said, I will pay you. He said, no.
You must pay first.
He came down, he said, I must pay first. I had to pay him $10. But I want to say a big thank you to my hosts, Stanley and his wife, Musumola. Musumola promised she would watch the show because right now it's 6 p.m.
Oh, wow.
in Melbourne. It's 6 p.m. there, so she can watch the show live.
Wait, is it 6 p.m. today or 6 p.m. tomorrow?
6
tomorrow.
6 p.m. today.
Okay.
Well, I was confused. And my phone will ring at 3 a.m. I'll be like, oh, hey, please, you know that it's 3 a.m. here.
But how was the dancing, the whole experience?
Oh, the dancing was, they loved it. They loved it.
Mike was actually invited to go teach them how to dance. It was a fantastic experience.
And it started with, I had to do a conference. I had to talk about my life in a conference, about my life. About the shrine, about celebration at the summit, and that went very well. I was very nervous because I'd never
you hardly speak to a crowd.
So and then everybody there, doctor, professor, can you say?
Who am I?
Nigerians in diaspora.
There were no, which Nigerians? They were
Australians.
Not Australians. Parliamentarians.
Okay.
I reached there. I said, you know what? When they asked me to talk at this, I was wondering what I will come and do. When I read the list of all the people talking, professor this, doctor that, I said, what was my own day? They started laughing. But it went very, very well. It went very well.
You're there for 3 weeks or 4 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay.
2 weeks.
You
And
went
I
to
spent 1 week with my
grandson.
Who had his christening while I was there. Big. My daughter is skinny. The baby is big. My daughter has lost all her weight.
Oh, wow. So the baby sucked her dry.
Very dry.
I'm not begging her, please, before you disappear, eat.
Hi, Nima.
I'm very fine. I'm just so happy to see Wyke. I've really missed you. Seriously,
I missed you too. Oh,
I've missed you seriously.
I missed the show.
And all those your pictures. Next time, please, just fold me. I'm very portable in your bag. Fold me, please. Take me along. Miriam, how are you?
Oh, I'm good.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I eventually watched the play, which I enjoyed.
Oh, wow.
I enjoyed very much.
Oh, wow.
And yesterday, I don't know, I was just in such a foul mood yesterday. Over the weekend, with what had been happening in Jos. So I spent many hours over the night just, waking up and calling my mom and making sure that they're fine, So yesterday, I know it was supposed to be celebrated, but I was so upset. But then this lovely thing happened. These 2 girls, Claire and Anne, they're 6 and 3. They asked their mom to call me to wish me a happy independence. So thank you, Claire and Anne. It just put a little smile on my face. I mean, 6 and 3. They said they thought I would be on the show and, they would watch the show.
Oh, nice.
So I said I'll send a shout out to them this morning. Their mom said she would record it for them and show them after school today.
Fantastic. Cool. I was at a speaking engagement. Yes, I actually enjoyed it. Usually, I don't enjoy speaking engagement because I always feel under a lot of pressure. But yesterday, I was invited by a church. Was Dr. Amos Fenwa. The name of the church, I can't remember the name of the church, but it was awesome. Young people in the building, lovely conversation. The interview was great. I actually enjoyed every moment of it. It was fun, start to finish.
It can be, because the summits at where I talked, everybody was really laughing.
It's interactive because sometimes
they had
a monotone thing.
That was I had to just give a speech.
And YK is very funny. So she says one or two things, everybody just laugh.
Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll go through the pages of the newspapers. There's not much story there on the paper. Yeah. Stay with us, we'll be right back. We're going to start with the punch. Buhari meets Tinubu ahead of Lagos APC governorship primary. Picture here of scenes from the 58th Independence Day celebration. Independence broadcast, PDP Afenifere CD, knock Buhari. Soldiers kill Unijust law students in just 2. Oshu rerun, NBA accuses police of compromising exercise. God didn't make mistake making Nigeria multi-ethnic, says our president. And Obasanjo Saraki Dogara absent from Independence Day rally. So this is just story. I know it's all over the papers.
Yes.
Papers are saying there are different figures flying around. One paper says 2, another says 1. There's a video going around saying at least 10, 12. So
yes, the police report.
They showed the dead bodies.
The student's account is that just one student, but according to the police public relations officer in the Punch, not just the university students, but the communities around the hostels who were attacked. So they have about 7, according to him in the Punch.
Well,
it was very, very sad.
Yeah.
No, the students are saying that student was killed by soldiers. Not that the whole... They are only talking about that student that because the soldiers came and started firing, yes, he was caught by a stray bullet. That's what they are not talking about the hoodlum attacks. But my own fear is this thing, and I keep saying it, this Fulani herdsmen, are you sure it's not Boko Haram? I keep saying it every time it happens. Are you sure it's not Boko Haram?
Like it doesn't matter if it's Boko Haram or Fulani herdsmen.
So
I mean, these are people with guns killing people. Simple.
No, this is no family in Jos.
Yes.
So, did you call anybody?
Oh, yes. That's what I was saying earlier. You know, I was just calling my mom to just make sure that they are fine. And then, you know, it seems so selfish. All of a sudden, you're thinking of, I hope my family is safe. But when you decide to think about this as a Nigerian, what is happening, you send your children to school, they're in university, they're in their school doing the right thing, and then someone comes there, I don't care what names that they call themselves, and starts shooting at children. It's so unfair.
What I'm saying is, let's know the enemy.
Right.
If it is Boko Haram, then we know what to do. Because when we keep saying it's Fulani herdsmen, it may be Boko Haram who are just letting loose and killing people.
But then there are other questions that beg some answers. Exactly. Security of the universities.
So security generally, and we have insurgency coming upon us. Whether it's in one particular name or the other, we need more intelligence than this. You know, we talk about Leah, Sharibu, there are so many issues that we expect to see security confronting every time.
Let's move on now to the nation. Lagos APC, Tinubu insists on Sanwo-Olu for ticket. Picture here of all the others who are in the race for governorship. MTMO's new share trading. Jos, Khan president calls for calm. Oil inches near $85 per barrel. Boroface urges IGP to probe attempt on his life. Okay, so we talk about Lagos APC.
So Lagos APC, yes.
Sharibu was in Abuja. Reports are saying that he only went there for routine meetings with the president.
Went for...
No, they said Ahmadi wasn't there.
Akonde.
Okay, Akonde, yes.
The party leaders went to see the president, and some people are suggesting it's on the issues of Lagos politics happening. But in another account, they are saying that APC members in Lagos who are supposed to partake in the elections are saying the elections are being shifted because they don't understand how it's going to happen. And this morning, the guidelines are that direct primaries, no ballot papers, nothing. You queue up behind the photograph of your candidate per ward, like I explained yesterday, happened in Kano, across ward and
but why do you think they keep postponing it?
I thought it's today. I thought it's 3rd of October.
They will finally postpone it today.
The thing caught me by surprise because I was in Australia, so I didn't know
what was happening.
I just saw that. Because I believe that it's an automatic ticket for
incumbents.
It's been like that.
Yeah, it's always been like that.
Okay, you have not been... Yes, you've not been around.
It was supposed to be yesterday, but I heard it's been postponed to today. So, but none of the papers have confirmed indeed that it's running today. So we'll see what happens if it actually goes today.
Okay, so all prices...
That is happening today?
No, that they may postpone it till tomorrow.
So all prices have been going up worldwide. So that's the last time it was this high, or was since 2014. So they're projecting that it might get up to $100 per barrel. So that's...
We should have money now.
So that's good. And then they're hoping that this, price might be sustained for about another 4 to 5 years. So we're hoping that the government that comes in, maybe this might help with our poverty alleviation issues that we're trying to...
Okay, let's move on to Daily Sun.
Can I just say, please forgive Ambody.
Okay, well,
Let him do his second term. Yeah.
Okay, we'll fill you up on the issues. So but a lot of people have shared that sentiment because let's see, he's a good guy, you know.
Not until the media chat.
Good guy.
see, we like this
Daily
politics.
Sun. APC National Working Committee moves to save Ambody. Just like Waike said, gunmen invade Union Dos and kills 2. Ekere Ogboro, Autumn Usani, Ganduje win. Nigeria on edge, says Wike. Air Force bombards Boko Haram's base in Borno. Battle against insurgency, federal government showcases 23 war planes. I thought we had issues with the war planes.
No, that
running
was-
an accident. That was the...
So
That was for
so even though they had that setback, according to Boss Mustafa, they have 23 new warplanes to join in the fight, and they were showcased at the independence celebrations. They had a very colorful celebration, which he said is the first since 2010. We've not had such in a while. The children in this generation, some of them don't even understand the ceremony of the independence commemoration.
Okay,
But
so
we are thankful for that. We are hoping that, the just crisis that happened the day before, all these things should be top on their mind. And I want to join Khan this time around, even though I have objections as to what they're saying as regards the elections in New Telegraph. But on this one, we should have topmost on our minds the people who are not with us in these celebrations. The people who are in captivity should be top on our minds.
So Operation Lafi Adole, sorry,
Okay, go.
which is
I
good
hope it's
news,
another
found
paper.
this Boko Haram terrorist camp where they usually stay and have their meetings, and they destroyed the place. So this is good, and they were able to get this information based on intelligence, and they said that there's a video of the air strikes right now online. So if you want to watch it to see how your government and our military men are fighting really hard to protect our territory.
Move on to the Nigerian Tribune. 2019 Guba contest takes shape as PDP APC pick candidates. Confusion trails rescheduled Lagos APC primaries. Ben Bruce quits senatorial race. Just unrest, police take over troubled areas. Flood. Bayelsa government closes all schools. And Buhari warns exploiters of herders and farmers' conflicts. So, Senator Ben Murray Bruce has quit his
He
senatorial.
quit not because he didn't have the support of the federal and the state governments in contesting, but it is a sharing formula within his constituency per local government every 4 years, which is started by one of the Second Republic senators, and he decided to continue that trend. So he's backing out so that he can go to another local government legitimately.
So there's a rotation that goes on, and it's been there for 20 years. So I'm sad. I'm saying, so there's going to be less common sense in the National
Of course,
Assembly now.
our senator continues on Twitter now.
Okay, all right.
Let's move on to Vanguard. Ambody's exit can't hurt Buhari's chances, says Tinubu. Buhari, Saraki, Okoa, Ibori, Otomi mourn Daphne as eulogies pour in. MTN considers scrapping Nigeria IPO over $10 billion claims. Convention, Wike's apology made PDP settle for Port Harcourt. Oh, Wike has apologized. Interesting. Saraki Dogara absent at Independence Day parade. Tension in APC to PDP as more candidates emerge. And law student killed as suspected herdsmen invade Unijust hostel. Should we move on now? Who read the Wike story? Nobody.
Well, Wike, he just apologized and said that he will make sure that whoever finally comes out as the candidate will be supported. There will be no violence and no rancor. So.
Okay, finally, New Telegraph. 75-year-old Useni emerges PDP Guba candidate. I think, what state is that?
Plateau State.
Plateau State. Crisis rocks APC primaries. 8 banks incur for 148.6 billion naira credit losses. So the 75-year-old man is the PDP candidate running against the current governor.
I was going to talk about
Lalong.
Patutomi and Great Gboru.
Yes, so
They had two separate APC
parallel APC primaries.
and Utomi came out in one, and Gboru
So who's going to be
came
the
out in the other.
flag bearer?
Utomi got 2,900 votes, and Gboru got 3,000 in his own faction. So they are APC are on a roll.
Seriously. All those states where APC don't have one house, they should just consider that they don't have a candidate for the elections, because the other faction can work for anybody. That's the problem with having a divided house.
They have two candidates now.
Too much politicking going on.
Too much.
Anyways, let's just hope
Power
for the
is
best,
too sweet.
especially in Lagos State. Let's hope for the best. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll discuss Leah Sharibu's mother's cries as she cries out over her child's abduction. And later, we'll discuss muscular trophy. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Recently, the mother of Leah, Sharibu, appealed to the federal government to please release or to adhere to the Boko Haram October deadline to save her daughter. Leah was one of the Baptist school girls abducted by Boko Haram back on February 19th, actually, but was still being held captive because of her faith. Now, what are your thoughts on the ongoings happening concerning Leah Sharibu? You can give us a 070-806-6814. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag UWTVC so we can read your tweets. As you know, Boko Haram actually did send a video, I think, to where they were letting the family know that they will put the girl's life in danger from October if federal government does not meet their demands. And it's October, today is October 2nd. Of course, the family is really scared, and they're asking the federal government to do whatever they can do to at least to get their daughter back. And we can understand where the parents are coming from.
You know, in a country like America or Britain, one human being's life is so sacred. They will not, but in Nigeria, we just take, Sharibu is only one person. For me, once that child was not released, the government should have continued whatever they did to release the other 109. They should have continued to do that to make sure that she was. This is now how many months now? This girl, nobody is talking about her. It's only the parents that are just shouting, please, oh, help my daughter.
I don't want to believe that the government is not doing anything concerning her, because I feel that maybe Boko Haram is using her as a bait. They know that this is somebody, they whipped out the religious sentiment of, oh, she's a Christian, the whole works, because that's the only way they can actually use to probably get money for arms that they need. So I feel that it was a deliberate attempt just to use this girl as a bait. But I wouldn't want to believe that the federal government is not negotiating behind closed doors. We may not know what they're doing, but activities are kind of
You know, as a mother, you just can't imagine. I cannot imagine. I do not even like to talk about this because I cannot imagine what that woman is going through. And whatever the government can do, I know that most countries, developed countries, do not negotiate with terrorists, and the thing is because you do not want it to be.
They do not. They
well,
do.
There are movies telling they don't, but they probably do.
But this is what we get. Even our government tells us we do not negotiate with terrorists, or we did not give them anything, and then we hear from all sorts of sources that they did. So we have that, which is you do not want to negotiate with people, pay them money to get the arms that will come and terrorize your people over and over again. But the thing with other countries where they do not negotiate with terrorists is that they have rescue missions. People go out, the military goes out and rescues these people. And they find these enemies and they deal with them and they lock them up in Guantanamo Bay or whatever it is that they do. But we do not hear that part of the story. That is our own. We don't hear the part where people have been rescued. We only hear where they have been paid and then they come back.
Okay, go ahead.
What is our own reality down here? Our realities are different. We have an insurgency upon us that we expect our government to be 2 steps ahead of. Unfortunately, it seems they are most steps behind it. So we need intelligence. We need them to work on this. But the reality is that government use Swiss whatever arrangements with other foreign nationals to negotiate and get us back, our people who are in captivity. That is our reality. So government, continue the model that has worked. The number of Chibok girls that came back are not even complete yet.
Yes.
So we've not gotten to closure on that one. Now, I wonder what a single girl. I am a girl, my father had 4 of us. I can imagine how lonely. The torture will be 10 times the amount because she's alone. She doesn't know any familiar face around. By now, she would have been tortured beyond recognition.
Yeah, I understand what you said.
Now, if government can only imagine that, no matter the amount that Boko Haram is giving them, they would remain in negotiations. What broke out on Boko Haram side, we took it on the front pages of newspapers on this couch, was that government has stopped negotiating. That's why I have a problem with government. I don't understand why they would stop negotiating. If she was, and we know in this country how the top dignitaries have their people, family members back. The CBN governor's mother, the former finance minister's mother, people like that get kidnapped and they are returned immediately.
Our president has repeatedly told us that they're not abandoning Leah Sharibu and they're still ensuring to get her back home safely. So let's not assume or generalize and categorically state that they stop negotiating because we don't know for a fact.
I want to be on your page. I want to try and be on your page and say, yes, okay, the government is negotiating. Now, the parents of that girl have no idea that the government is negotiating. Now, if you are really negotiating, I'm not talking from your own perspective. The parents, should they not be visiting the parents? Wait, don't worry. Your daughter will come back soon. We are sure that those have not heard from the government.
That's why they are doing this conference. Let me confirm to Moriah what I know. Now, Boko Haram needed to drive home the point. So they shot somebody from behind and sent the video to Nigerians so we'll be sure federal government has stopped negotiating. That's one is a fact. We cannot deny what is out in the open. I supported this government to get into power. I believe in this government, but if they're doing something wrong, I should be able to come out to say it. Now, if they were in negotiations, Boko Haram didn't do a video like that to drive home the point. When they had the mama Boko Haram, who was during Jonathan's time always negotiating
even
with
this
them.
time.
By the time they brought out some of the Chibok girls, we thought some people had helped, only for them to come out and say, we didn't pay a ransom, we worked with the Swiss government to get these girls back. So that is our reality. The facts that they bring out every day, this is, you can confirm from the Minister of Information, like Mohammed, coming out to give us the government side of things. Right. So I know for a fact they have stopped negotiating.
Okay, let me go.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, Nima cannot say
they were.
That's what I'm saying.
Nima cannot say she knows. Nima cannot say. Nima, you cannot say you know. You cannot say you know for a fact that they are not negotiating. You might know for a fact that they are not communicating with the parents, but you do not know for a fact that Boko Haram is not a ragtag group of people. These are intelligent people. The reason they are using Leah Sharibu, they already understand that our country is divided along religious lines. So if they put her as bait, if nothing happens with her, it will be like, oh, so people abandon the Christian. They know what they are doing. And that that video that they sent does not necessarily mean that our government is not negotiating with them. It might just be to get sentiments like this. So I do believe that the problem with the government is that we're not communicating enough with the parents and with the
Let me take this call. Morning, are you there?
Hello?
Good morning. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Sir, this issue of Leah Sharibu, probably, you know, one thing with our government is not taking serious. Hello, my name is Samson calling from Gombe.
Welcome.
I'm commenting on the issue of Leah Sharibu. Our government is not taking serious. When it comes to things of religion, we know religion is very sensitive in this country. We have to take things a bit by bit. So negotiating with Boko Haram is not a thing. So far, that's what they want. We have to follow step by step to negotiate with them. When this increase the credibility of government, people will accept, hey, this is the government for the people. But when you come to think for the march, the government doesn't keep attention much, so it's a shame. Please, we are appealing for this government. Let them do something.
Okay, thank you very much.
So
let's also remember that the other Chibok girls are still, so it's not only Leah Sharibu.
So
let's not give it a religious coloring because the other Muslim girls still in captivity.
Okay, I know that I'm still the Muslim.
I'm not giving it a religious coloring. I'm sorry.
I'm saying that
if anybody was going to color things, should be accused of that. Now, we know that Boko Haram faction that has Leah is different from the Boko Haram faction keeping the remaining Chibok girls. That's a fact that the government has put out there. Another fact the government has put out there is that, you know, they negotiated with the Swiss government to get part of the Chibok girls back. They also negotiated to get some of the Dapchi girls back, most or all of the Dapchi girls back, except for Leah. Now, Boko Haram released a video saying that they want to remind governments to continue to negotiate with them and remain in contact with them for Leah, with that video in which they shot one of the midwives from the back. Those are unrebutted facts. They've not been rebutted by government. Right. That's why I say I know for a fact negotiations have not continued on this matter. And we've always continued clamoring that this girl should be brought back.
Unfortunately, we have to round up on this, but I think it's important we put it out there that the family of Leah Sharibu has also put it out there that they are in no way suing the federal government, that they are totally not aware of the suits against the federal government, that all they're concerned about is the return of their daughter. So they dissociate themselves completely from the lawsuit, because we read it in the papers last week, I think.
An individual is suing the government.
An individual is suing, not the
trying to compel them to do the necessary.
All right,
this is where our people
Yeah.
That's all we can take on that segment.
Please just
when we
bring
come
her
back,
back.
it's
Bring
Health
them back.
Tuesday, so we'll be discussing muscular dystrophy. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. People are prone to different diseases, and one of these is the muscular dystrophy, which most people are absolutely not aware of. Research has it that muscular dystrophy occurs in 1 out of 3,600 male infants, while daughters have about 50% chance of being carriers. Joining us on the show is actually a carrier and founder, Dr. Tejoshua Muscular Dystrophy. Welcome with us, Dr. Tejoshua. Welcome to the show, sir. You can call us on 070-80668014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your VTVC so we can read your tweets. All right, when we all got this message on muscular dystrophy, we had no idea what it would actually thought was like muscular spasm or something that has to do with just muscle pains.
Or multiple sclerosis or something.
Yeah, but we're not sure. So could you just enlighten us and the viewers what this is about and how do you become a carrier?
Oh, okay. Well, good morning. My name is Dr. Tejoshua. Well, muscular dystrophy is just about, is a disease that causes the progressive weakness and loss of body mass of the body. And there is a mutation that has a protein that's supposed to give a normal human beings the muscles, the healthy muscles. So the mutation, that is like the abnormal genes, causes it affects the development of the protein needed to have healthy muscles. So the mutation is basically talked about how is when the sequence of the genes are permanently disturbed. So this not the DNA, the genes they're like wires in the body.
Yes.
So what causes the muscles for heart not to develop the protein is because of the breakdown of the sequence of the gene in organisms, like human beings.
Okay, so this is something that happens within you, genetic.
Yes,
it's not
genetic.
something you can catch
No,
from
you can't,
someone.
you can't,
Contagious.
it's not contagious.
So it's something you are born with?
Yeah, born with.
Does that mean that a parent is a carrier?
Like it's supposed to be like in some cases parents are carriers. Like in my family, so like even my grandparents, I'm the only one that has it in the whole family.
Okay, in a long tree.
So I don't know, maybe my forefathers had it.
Okay.
I don't know, but in other people, like few people I met in the country in Nigeria that have it. Like their parents has it, their siblings.
Direct parents.
Okay.
How did you discover that you had it?
At first, it was because we don't have a lot of facilities here. When I was growing up, my siblings thought it was bones. I thought it was spiritual attack,
Africans.
But when I got to my final year in school, because I told you it's a progressive weakness. So even when, like 10 years back,
Gradual.
I was better, like it was not as bad as this now. So it's a gradual process. So my final year, my parents became bothered and worried, like, what's going on? And
What are the symptoms you noticed?
be able to getting up on the chair, walking, when you're wobbling when you're walking, climbing upstairs, trying to lift up things, trying to jump, and some weakness. Like the weakness is not really what your peers are able to do.
So what you're telling...
What factors did you notice? Because the same things happen to every other person when you're cold.
Yeah.
For instance, maybe the weather is extremely cold. Some people have rheumatic pains. Some have pneumonia. Some things like that. So what factor exactly that maybe contributed to it more? Maybe something around that happened that that will spark it to happen more.
No, it's nothing. It's just gradual. It's gradual. I was going to get there now. There are different types of muscular dystrophy.
Exactly.
There's the common one, the Duchenne. It's that one you buy from age 3 to 5. You have the
condition.
But the one I have is called Baker. Is the better one. Hence that word.
Okay.
So
sorry,
let me
just cut you off.
Okay.
A lot of people right now will be watching and still wondering what we're talking about. Like me, I'm still wondering. So at 3 to 5, what would you notice in 3 to 5 that shows that this person has it? And what has happened to you in the 10 years? And what were you doing 10 years ago that you're unable to do now? You know, things like that.
Let me explain. With the Duchenne muscular dystrophy, the down is the common one. Of course, by age 2, age 3, your child or your daughter or son are supposed to be working, are supposed to be doing things gradually. But you will notice among their peers, they can't do as much what they can do.
They can't walk?
They can't walk as fast.
Okay.
Then it goes gradual. But the Duchenne one is faster. The deceleration, the progressive the weakness is very fast. Quick. So that one you will know at any stage. But why my own was, even if I'm sure my mates that know me in secondary school, they were surprised when I was in uni and surprised after I finished university, and like, what happened? Because it's
slowly.
So currently you're using a wheelchair. Is it going to get, is that the peak, or do you expect it to get to another stage?
I don't get on. It's not getting on that.
So this is the peak.
So I'd like to understand the attempt at curing this. Is it curable, or is it just, is it just going to be maintained like other conditions?
Why, like for example now, why I started the foundation is, for muscular dystrophy, early diagnosis is important.
Okay.
Because you know how to do exercise, physiotherapy, how to control for it not deteriorating, because you have to do exercises, like you have to keep the little strength you have as long as you can.
So are you trying to say that if you catch it early, there are things you can do to slow the problem? Okay.
So what particular kind of exercises would you do to slow it down? Rigorous one?
No.
Just a bit
That's why you have to go to your physiotherapist, like to tell you what exactly you can do.
So, as you are now, there is nothing you can do about yours.
There's no cure for it at the moment.
But is there anything to make your life easier, to manage the disease? Can you manage it and make it more bearable for you?
That's part of why the foundation is started the foundation, so that government can do policies because it's a form of disability.
Yes.
So we're trying to get government to get involved and let to do policies that will make
aid you guys. But I know for viewers they don't realize that, because you did come in a wheelchair and we had to take you off the wheelchair. But aside from, is it just the limbs that work? So is it your hands or the whole body?
Yeah.
So right now it's just but your hands are functional.
Yeah, they're functional. Like I still drive.
Okay.
I still do something.
You drive?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good. So you still
That's
drive.
fantastic.
You drive a special car?
No, normal.
Normal car?
So what's the issue? You're usually just walking, not
walking and moving around, trying to. For example, now I was surprised when I got here. There's a disability car park and there's a ramp.
There's a ramp, yeah.
Most people don't have it.
Right.
So at least that was easier for me to come in.
Okay, so someone hears and says he can drive, so maybe it's not such a big deal.
It's a big deal because by the time, if I want to get up, you know it's not that easy.
Okay.
I need to try and get balance to get up.
You need help as well.
When you came in, I had never heard of this. I'd seen you on a wheelchair, I was scared.
Oh, okay.
And I don't want to believe that something is totally incurable. No. I believe that with research, so I'd like you to explain if there's continuous research as to getting cure, stem cells, all those things are.
Let me make it like this. Like muscular dystrophy on this part of the world, Africa.
Yeah.
No, it's not hard about, because that's why we need more awareness about this, so that people understand that it's not the end of the world. If you go to places like Canada, America, London, they have big NGOs, government supports. Even at some point early last year, Donald Trump was involved with one muscular dystrophy foundation in America, trying to make people aware about it. But there's no solution there's no cure. There are a lot of research that have been carried out in developed countries, but they are not yet to find a solution.
Okay, so in Nigeria, a parent is watching and they tell us 1 in 3,600 children. So the probability that you get diagnosis of a muscular dystrophy is very slim, because people think, as you said earlier, it's a bone ache or you grow out of it, you'll be all right, So I want you to explain to our viewers, at what point do we realize that it's critical? It's time for you to begin physiotherapy. It's time for me to get a specialist. It's time for me to come and look for your foundations. Okay, can this be diagnosed early so that I can start helping my child before it gets to the point where he's having to use a wheelchair?
Be diagnosed early, because, for example, now, if developed countries, when you have your child, they have this list they tell you to tick to check possible diseases or disorders you have, so that they can have early diagnosis. So we encourage people is, when you have your child, try and tell most hospitals is, try and carry out all the necessary
So what does your foundation do exactly to help somebody who's been diagnosed?
Just make them, number one, to make them feel they're not alone.
Okay.
Number two, to make them understand, like, okay, if you have this, don't, because I have a lot of families that they treat, they'll think it's cancer, they'll think he's different, or that, and now killing you more, like, so just or be aware of, okay, this happens and it's not the end of the world, and just understand that you can, if you have early diagnosis, can help you slow down progression.
Okay. So you have, of course, people who have this come to your foundation. Do you do like classes and then you educate them?
Yeah, yes.
Then you should, so also you show them how to live, you know, how to manage the disease that they have.
Yeah.
Okay, so what other things do you do apart from that, apart from educating them? I mean, those who are already in the...
Do you help them financially?
Yes.
Well, we're trying to get there. That's why I started the foundation.
Okay, I was also asking, like, are there like researches going on? I think like, that's what I mean.
Researches outside the country. So that's why we're trying to make everyone understand. Like, for first instance, we have to make people know about it.
Right.
Before
Awareness is very important.
awareness, so that we can get to start.
Thank you very much, Dad. Thank you very much, Dosso. We're going to break right now. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So we understand that muscular dystrophy is something that is not very popular in this part of the world, and lots of people don't diagnose it on time. But I need to understand, aside from helping people have awareness of this disease, what can we as a people do to make life easier for those with these? Because when people have this issue of muscular where they can't walk, there's always an issue that they feel difficult to be part of society. There's a perception. So how do we as people, not just the government, but people work with you and help you out to live better lives?
Well, the one, remove the pity.
Okay, remove the
Because
pity.
it's more of love, more of, to remove the pity and say, because not the end of the world. A lot of people doing fantastic work without, so what can help is just...
What are the religious centers, what can they do to help her? Because many of them will send you for deliverance.
Well, you're losing the question.
You know,
what was the reaction of family members, neighbors, all those
talk
people?
too much.
When you said it to them?
Because you said something just now that really touched me. You said remove the pity.
Yeah.
I can't help it. So how do we, you have to educate us, how can we remove that pity? That we'll see you are, because you have done your masters. During the break you told us you've done your masters. Educate, tell us, what can we do, what can the government do to allow us to treat you as normal human beings?
Well, okay, what I would like to say is the freedom to talk, to work, to eat, to play, to be part of society is being taken away from us by the day. So for you to help us achieve the freedom is when you remove the pity, when you see someone with a disability, you go, you approach, you talk, have a conversation, be free, help in any which you can help. Just a little sentence, how are you doing today, could just go a long way. And just...
And also maybe being aware, like you talked about ramps.
Yeah,
You know,
okay,
you were
like
happy to come here and then find
example,
out we had-
Communities to his life.
Let me take this call from Theophilus. Are you there?
Hello?
Please go ahead. Thanks for calling. Oh, sorry, lost that call. Yes.
He's listening from
You might
home.
wanna ask
So the basic amenities, I wanted to know the reaction of people because we know we're Africans. These things we find strange. Is it the first thing to take the child to Rio? Didn't you get the Alagba and all those people approach you and try to solve a problem like this?
Well, my mom, like, how do I put it? My mom, may God rest her soul right now. She's dead. But when she was there, like, my mom was the kind of person that believed no matter what, nothing should disturb you. And she put that in all of us, my siblings. So with my family, I don't have a problem.
Okay.
At all, there was no problem. But just the outside of what happened. And the problem is that with me, growing up, I was fine. Secondary school, fine. Even university,
Okay.
I was
progressing
fine.
slowly.
But
Didn't they say it was spiritual attack from somewhere?
of course, there were spiritual churches, there were a lot of people that say, oh, something, your mother offended your father, somebody offended somebody, you can't go and pray. Of course. So this is why, like, the foundation, I started the foundation to have people be aware. It's not the end of the world. Educate them. Some parents even go as far as keep their children that have it.
As a Christian, we tell you that the devil will give you all sort of names, multiple dystrophy. These are things, these are names that the devil will give to you that is a real spirit. This thing is deliverance. I mean, that's what we Christians would say that it needs deliverance. This is a real Orioke matter.
There's this saying about watch and pray. Of course, if you believe, you can do the two, go walk and you just don't ignore this, the medical part and say, oh, justice. You have to just do the two together, so, pray about it.
You were talking earlier about the things that, amenities that government should put in certain places to ease life. Okay. You know, you made an example of some of the things you say.
I'm sorry to say, Nigeria is in an unfair society for people living with disability. From 1999, there have been disability bills that have been passed. I've always gotten to the table of the presidents, from General Obasanjo to Buhari to everybody, and they've not yet to sign into law. The only president that have gone close and that had gone close was Babangida in 1993. A decree for disability for them to get paid, offices to make sure they create a portion for them to like have employment and all, but was scrapped.
Can you imagine?
So these are the questions we need to
be asking. So what are they doing in that National Assembly that they are getting?
Exactly. So these are the questions we need to be asking them when they are going
there. There's a bill right now on President's table that has not yet been put into law. It's always getting there. Got to Obasanjo's table, got to Jonathan's table, got to...
But I see people with disabilities carry associations to government offices.
Yeah, there was a match like last month that they did in Abuja. It always coming. It's not civil. It's always like, that's why like I respect Lagos State and even the party, as in political parties, they even make reference to, they give, like, for example, I saw there's a man that is the head of disability for APC, I think 2 weeks ago on TV, and I was like, wow.
Until I see one disabled person within houses of assembly, I don't think we'll have progress on this.
You have any tweets for us?
Okay, here Mr. Debayo is saying that so many of our kids must have been misdiagnosed because of the poor state of our medical facilities. Early detection is key, as I have a child who was diagnosed for juvenile idiopathic arthritis. It took over 2 years to diagnose. And
this one, here, your guest is right. There are many things we never heard of around here, and if you suffer from it, no one understands you. Recently, I told someone I could not join her to eat Indomie because I am gluten intolerant. She thought I was mad.
He is also saying, try to understand the issues. I think the problem disabled people often encounter around here is that people don't try to understand it, but will pity you to no
right,
end.
So we have to round up on the show. I think what we've learned so far is that this disease obviously doesn't have a cure. Sometimes it's progressive, sometimes it happens almost immediately. When it does, early detection is important so that people can start knowing how to manage it. And if it happens over time, when it does happen, you face what happens, and then the society makes life easier by making life by giving us ramps,
public
buildings to be more accessible for people living with disabilities. So that's what we need. And we need to continue and support the campaign with those living with disabilities to have access.
Is important.
Physical therapy, public toilets, buses, transportation, so much stuff out there that, I mean, I was telling you earlier that...
Talking about bus, is there a bus for
even the roads?
With 2 legs?
The roads are not smooth enough.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember that even I was on a wheelchair for 4 months, and I was living in the US, and I could function without.
The roads are not smooth enough.
They're not smooth in Nigeria for somebody living with
they're not smooth for people with 2 legs. They have not even made life comfortable for people who can walk. How much more people that cannot walk?
Thank you very much, Dawson. All right, that's all we can take. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.